What's up, YouTube? So I was watching some old commercials stuff, some old videos, and gotta get me a sip of tea first. Some Earl Grey. I love Earl Grey. I was watching some old videos, just old TV commercials, and I think it made me realize something. So those of you I get messed with a lot over the Mgtow label, which those of you know I'm not Mgtow, but I am a pretty red pill person. Pretty red pill. And I want to explain something that I think watching these old commercials and these old TV shows kind of made me think. And I want to see how this is taken. Okay. Um, by no means am I the perfect man, the perfect guy. I'm not. There's no perfect person. Okay. There's gonna be people out there who make more money than I do. There's gonna be people out there who are in better shape than I do, or than I'm in. There's people out there that are gonna be smarter than me. I'm gonna have those same advantages over some people, and some people are gonna have those advantages over me. But I think at least I can say this. And I'm not putting myself down by any means, but I think the problem between the sexes, between men and women, is that at least back in those times, there was specified roles. Everybody knew what their job was. Okay, everybody knew. If you were a wife, you knew what was expected of you. If you were a husband, you knew what was expected of you. Okay, if you were a boyfriend or a girlfriend, you knew what was expected of you. And it wasn't so much of this finger pointing of you're responsible for this. Yeah, well, you're responsible for that. Well, men did this and women did this. And it was more of a unit. There was more people who cared about the family. It didn't seem like any one person or any one part of the family was more valuable or more to blame than the rest of them. Okay. So now today we're taught treat women like a princess. Treat men whatever, you know? You have ow. My back itches. Sorry. Um to put people up on pedestals and to kind of elevate people, and I don't think that's exactly right. I don't think that's what we shouldn't be teaching, that you should treat women like princesses and whatever. I think because you don't ever really see very many people out there going, well, treat a man like a king. But here's the deal. Like, if you're gonna say that for one, you have to say that for the other. Should men and women be good to each other? Absolutely. We share this planet together. Okay? We're made in God's image. And for those of you that are Christians out there, we should be treating each other equally with equal respect. Um, Equal responsibility. That should just be it, but it's not. It's not. Okay? So you have certain dudes out there that only want certain things and expect to be done for and not have to provide for the woman. And you have certain women out there who want to be provided for but don't want to do anything outside of that. Don't want to ask. Like, simple thing here. Ladies, you want the dude's attention. You want a dude to really care. A simple thing like, how was your day? Or something like that. Like, don't don't just expect us to you know and it goes for men too. Like, if you have a partner who works hard outside the home, then help them a little bit inside the home. Maybe you both work equally as hard outside the home, then you help each other equally as hard inside the home. You know, a phone call, hey, how was your day today? You just got anything you want to talk about for both sides? In any type of relationship with humans, I check in on my friends like that too. You know, there are certain times, and people can vouch for this. People that are on this channel can vouch for this, that I have their numbers. I might go a month or two without talking to you, and then you'll get a random text, hey, how you been? Because you check in on people you care about. You try to be you try to let them know that you are thinking of them. You want to do something nice for them. You want to just shoot them a text and say, how you doing? And how you doing goes real far with establishing relationships with people. Any kind of relationship. Because, like, to me, when someone says to me, oh, how was your day? I know there's certain people that ask me and they just want to hear good. But I know there's a few people, that I talk to daily, that if I ask them, or if they ask me how their day was, or how my day was, or if I ask them how theirs was, we both have the understanding that there's a genuine caring that's behind that question. Don't tell me you had a good day if you didn't. Tell me you had a bad day. Tell me what happened. And, maybe I can help you. Maybe I can make you feel better. And maybe sometimes you just need an ear. These are just basic things that, like, in any sort of relationship could definitely further it, okay? But back to my point of this video. Most dudes, most guys out there, you watch an older TV show, an older commercial, what do you see? You see the dude come home from work, right? It's a common scene in those shows and stuff. You see a dude come home from work and he'd be greeted by his wife and kids, or just by his wife, or whatever. He'd be greeted by them, and they'd sit down, they would have dinner. Maybe later in the show, you'd see them go do some homework with the kids or something. That's the way families operated back then. Now, things are so splintered and so divided that people under the same roof just don't even give a shit about each other anymore. Okay? You know, one of the reasons why, when I was with my ex, Angela, one of the reasons why that relationship broke up is because I would come home from work and there would be people in the house, or a party, or something. And, like, I would walk in the door and be dismissed. Like, I didn't even matter. And I'm thinking, well, I'm paying for all this because I'm the only one that works here between us, which, whatever. If I shouldn't have been living with her anyway because we weren't married, so I shouldn't have been living with her anyway. We weren't even engaged. Well, we were, but that was later down the road. And I would come home and there'd be people in the house. Sometimes people I didn't even know. I'm thinking, oh well, these people are like eating up all the food. They're using the utilities and stuff, and I'm paying for this stuff. And I would come in the house, and she would act like she didn't even know me. You know, it's simple things like that. Like, a relationship can't last when things like that are happening. And this isn't just for women to men. You know, if the lady works and the guy doesn't, then he better make sure that things are taken care of, so that when she gets home, it's not harder on her. Typically, that's not the role on how things go. But what I'm saying is you better be equally committed to pulling your weight just as much as anyone else, and then just as much as the other person in the relationship is. And the problem is, um, I'll say, you know, with the feminism, but then I'm also gonna say the extreme Mgtow, because I realize that Mgtow is a philosophy that's a reaction to the third wave feminism. But when you have people that are extremes on both sides, they're not really listening to each other. I'm willing to sit down and listen to the ladies and say, well, you have a point there, but like, you also kind of have to give and take a little bit, because there are certain things that men want. Like, I think one of the most meaningful things you can do, and any ladies who see this video, and any men who see this video, let me know if you agree. One of the most meaningful things you can do is just show a little bit of caring. Just, again, how was your day? Do you need anything? That goes for both parties. It just, maybe a random text like, hey, I'm at the store, or, I see this thing online and I was thinking of you, you know, do you want it? Or is there anything you need? Can I do anything for you? Maybe it's a thing that doesn't even cost money. Maybe it's just a free thing. Maybe it's a whatever. Hey, do you need me to remind you of anything tomorrow? Do you like, how can I be of service to you? If people thought with the how can I be of service to said name of person that you care about or people that you care about, we wouldn't be as far away from a family unit as we are. Because let's face it, we are real far away from a family unit. We don't even try to pretend to be family anymore, and that's what the problem is. That's what's messing all this up, I think. It's because people have forgotten what it's like to really just, for no reason, just for an altruistic reason, not to get anything out of it, but to just care about one another because you care, and not because you feel like you can get something out of it. Don't know if this video made a whole lot of sense, but that's just kind of, how I'm going with it, kind of what I'm thinking. Later.